A land where ancient warriors once stood defiantly against vast empires, where towering mountains rise like ancient natural fortresses, guarding the soul of a nation, and where the spirit of resistance pulses through every stone, every wave, and every heartbeat. This is Greece, a country forged in the fires of history and nature's unyielding might. For millennia, countless armies have marched upon this land with the intent to conquer, but each has failed against a backdrop of fierce determination, breathtaking terrain, and an indomitable people. Invading Greece is not merely a military challenge. It is a monumental test of will against the intertwined forces of nature and heritage. Behind the tales of heroism and legend lies a profound reality. Greece's geography, its armed forces, and the ceaseless courage of its people combine to form a defense almost impossible to breach. This land has been shaped both in stone and in spirit by its defenders who refuse to yield no matter the odds. For thousands of years, Greece has been protected as much by its own rugged landscape as by its warriors. From the legendary stands of ancient Greek soldiers at narrow mountain passes like Thermopylae during the Persian invasions, 490 to 479 BC, to the resolute resistance against Italian and German forces in World War II, Greece's history is a tapestry of relentless defense against overwhelming invasions. At Thermopylae, a few hundred Spartans held off tens of thousands of Persian soldiers, displaying courage that echoed through ages and inspiring untold generations. In 1940, the world witnessed another stunning chapter of Greek resilience, when Mussolini's Italy launched an attack with a force towering over 300,000 Greek soldiers. Greece was outnumbered and under-equipped. Yet the Greek army, supported by spirited civilians, pushed back the Italian forces in mountainous terrain, forcing humiliating retreats. The Italians' offensives in March 1941 were utterly repelled, a rare defeat that stained Mussolini's legacy. Greece's resistance bought precious time for the Allies, demonstrating that this nation's defiance was not just legend, but hard reality.
Now, air forces from 14 countries are participating in the multinational live fly exercise in Shows 2025. The prestigious exercise is being hosted by Greece's Hellenic Air Force.
The main purpose of this exercise is a large-scale tactical level exercise where countries...
It's a great opportunity for us to work in some high-density areas with a lot of nations participating.
This year's drill includes air forces from France, Italy, the United States, Israel, and Qatar, among others.
The legacy of defense continues robustly today. Greece's commitment to national security is reflected in its substantial military investments. In 2023, Greece allocated approximately 3.23% of its GDP, around $8 billion, to military expenditures, ranking it just behind Poland as one of the highest defense spenders in Europe. True, the Russian defense spenders in Europe. Still, this investment far exceeds NATO's recommended minimum of 2%, signaling Greece's dedication to maintaining a formidable defense posture in a turbulent region. Greece's armed forces today number over 140,000 active-duty soldiers, supported by more than 220,000 reservists. Its arsenal is formidable. Over 1,300 main battle tanks, nearly 6,000 armored vehicles, and more than 4,800 pieces of artillery stand ready. The Air Force boasts an impressive ratio of 45 aircraft per million citizens, placing Greece among the highest in Europe for air power density. Strategic alliances further amplify Greece's defense, particularly through NATO and its close partnership with the United States. The 2019 updated Defense Cooperation Agreement extended the U.S. military presence on key Greek bases, including Souda Bay in Crete, enhancing security in a critical geopolitical crossroads. The true bulwark of Greece, however, is its breathtaking and formidable terrain. Mountains blanket over 80% of the Greek mainland, carving the land into a natural stronghold that has protected its people for centuries. These towering peaks, jagged ridges, and deep gorges create deadly choke points where invaders are funneled into narrow passes, vulnerable to smaller, well-prepared defenders. Passes like Thermopylae and the vast Pindus mountain range are not just geographical features. They are legendary battlegrounds where nature itself chose sides. The islands scattered like stepping stones across the Aegean and Ionian seas, nearly 6,000 in number, some mere rocky outcrops, control naval access and complicate sea invasions. These islands, watched over by vigilant defenders, deny enemy fleets freedom of movement, forcing costly and hazardous amphibious assaults. Logistical challenges compound the invaders' woes. Supplying large armies in rough, fragmented terrain is a nightmare that drains resources and morale quickly. Greek defenders, well-versed in mountain warfare and guerrilla tactics, exploit every valley, forest, and path to strike swiftly and vanish, turning every foothold into a trap.
To understand the modern geopolitics of Greece, you have to take a look at the history and topography of the country. The rugged terrain provides Greece with a real advantage in terms of defensive war, and this was the military strategy of the ancient Greeks.
Invading Greece means more than just marching armies. It is a costly battle against climate, supply lines, and time. The Mediterranean climate swings between scorching summers that sap energy and bitter mountain winters that challenge even the hardiest troops. Water is scarce in many regions, and each supply convoy becomes a target for ambush, further straining invading forces. Modern Greek naval and air patrols, bolstered by NATO allies, vigilantly control the sea and sky, making reinforcements and resupply perilous for any attacker. The constant threat of aerial strikes and naval interdiction forces invaders to operate in a hostile environment where logistics, and thus survival, are always at risk.
Αυτό που συμβαίνει αυτή τη στιγμή από τη Βόρεια Αφρική και τη Λιβύη δεν είναι ομαλή μεταναστευτική ροή, είναι μια επιχείρηση εισβολής προς την Ευρώπη. Η συγκεκριμένη τροπολογία κάνει αναστολή υποβολής ασύλου, που σημαίνει ότι αυτός ο οποίος συλλαμβάνεται και κρατείται πλέον δεν μπαίνει στη διαδικασία της διεθνούς προστασίας. Με την πρώτη ευκαιρία που καταφέρνουμε να βρούμε τον επιστρέφουμε. Αυτό λοιπόν αφενός είναι ένας αποτρεπτικός παράγοντας, γιατί γνωρίζουν ότι αυτοί οι οποίοι θα έρθουν τώρα, ενώ έχουν και άλλους διόδους προς την Ευρώπη, στην Ελλάδα θα μπουν σε καθεστώς κράτησης, μη υποβαλής ασύλου και επιστροφής χωρίς καταγραφή ασύλου. Άρα ο δρόμος από εδώ και πέρα των λαθρομεταναστών θα είναι ή η φυλακή ή η έξοδος. Και επειδή βλέπω πολλούς...
Greek defense is not merely a matter of weapons and terrain, but the unwavering commitment of its people. Mandatory military conscription, from age 19 to 45, ensures the armed forces remain bolstered by millions who are deeply invested in their homeland's freedom. Nearly 1.5% of the population serves annually in uniform, with one of Europe's highest military personnel densities. From 2007, this vast human network of defenders draws strength from a cultural and historical legacy that spans back to the ancient phalanxes and heroic resistance fighters of WRI. During the Axis occupation, Greek partisans liberated large swaths of countryside through tireless guerrilla operations, embodying the spirit of a people who know every inch of their land intimately. Communities rally behind their defenders, creating a robust social fabric that transforms any invasion into a desperate war of attrition. The unity of families ready to defend, support, and resist serves as an invisible but impenetrable force field against foreign domination. At the heart of Greece's defense lies an emotional and psychological fortress, a culture forged in defiance and resilience. This spirit carried Greeks through financial hardships, wars, and occupations, giving them the strength to endure and fight back. During WHI, when Italian forces struggled to advance, historians and contemporaries alike credited this spirit as decisive. The iconic cry of "Oxy, no!" on October 28, 1940, is celebrated annually as a symbol of national unity and resistance. A reminder that beyond tanks, planes, and mountains, it is the human will to be free that ultimately defeats invaders. When set alongside other European nations, Greece's defense posture stands out. While cities like Paris, Berlin, and Rome rest on flatter terrain, Greece's mountainous geography and sea-splintered lands form a unique natural fortress. Its defense spending, over 3% of GDP, is notably higher than major powers such as Italy, 2%, reflecting the necessity to secure a complex, vulnerable landscape. With a population of about 10.4 million, Greece's military density and investment underscore its readiness and resolve, illustrating a nation prepared to fight fiercely rather than merely to survive. What truly makes invading Greece an impossible feat? It is neither myth nor mere nostalgia. It is the rugged, piercing mountains that slice invading armies apart. It is the labyrinth of islands that choke supply lines and force attackers into perilous gambits. It is the fierce warriors born of millennia of resistance, ancient and modern, who stand guard with arms and heart alike. It is billions of dollars invested in cutting-edge defense systems. It is a populace shaped by history, bonded in unity, and ready to defend every valley, every village, every stone. Greece is more than just a land fortified by nature and history. It is a living, breathing fortress of soul and spirit. Those who dare to try to conquer it face not just soldiers, but the fierce heartbeat of a nation determined never to bow, to never be broken, and to forever stand tall against the tide.